Hello.
Yeah, share. Are you sharing your screen?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'll send
I
you. No, no, you have to create a table. 1 second. You have to create a table first. For that, I'll give you a link for that you have to use to create the table. So give me a second. You know about what is primary key?
yes.
Tell me about it.
Um, Primary key is a column which is unique and
Yeah, not null and unique. Primary key is
not
based.
null and unique. Okay.
Yeah, primary key is a column which is not null and unique.
Okay.
So, and this is basically used to identify a record in a table. When you have a table and you need to identify a record, what you do is you have to identify it from its primary key that is unique.
Okay.
Now, that is one of the
Okay.
constants. That is one of the constants that you have to follow, and uh, there are more. There are like PK means primary key. 1 second, I'd write it like that only. And varying character, varying char. Give me a second. S branch. I'm creating a web page for to send you the link for that. Just give me a second, okay?
Okay.
S name is not greater than. There are some kind of constraints that we would figure out in today's session.
Okay.
Okay, just a second. I'll put it in chat, okay? 1 second. This is the link
Okay.
that it's kind of an assignment. I'll keep adding to it, but for the time being, just try to work this out. I think there is some mistake. S branch, Sage. Oh, where is the chat? Okay. You can open this link.
You have sent me in WhatsApp?
No, on chat, in chat window, I've sent you a link.
Okay.
In Zoom chat, right?
Yes.
So you have to create, you're seeing the student table,
One second.
the student table on your screen, right?
Student table. Yes, I can see.
So you have to create a student table.
One second. Oh, reverse नहीं हो रहा. One second.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Now it's fine. Which screen are you able to see?
Browser, you have this database application design applications, database design and application assignment. So there is a student table below.
This one.
Student table, yeah. You have to create a student table like this.
Okay.
Let me know if you are getting any issues.
So can you see I'm creating the table?
No, I'm not able to see the table.
Okay.
Yeah, now I'm able to see.
Yeah. Create table.
Create table.
Student.
Yeah. SID integer and then primary key also, right? And then there is one more check you have to include in there.
Okay. So I have to put PK.
No, not PK, primary key, space primary key. Without P small, primary, yeah, primary, it's coming, right? Primary key. Key also, okay, I think primary key also would come. Space. Yeah. What other restrictions were there? SID is an integer. Apart from that, there are a few more restrictions, right?
Yeah, it is a primary key.
Primary key, then age should not be greater than 25. So I'd have to check how to do that, but let's not focus on that. No, not where. You can't do that. You can't do that.
Okay.
I think we would have to figure out that. I'll do that. But right now you create this table and insert the records that are there that you were permission denied. So you have to activate the database, right?
Yes. Mm. Okay.
Successfully completed. Now you have to create table. Now you have to insert those records which are there in the assignment, the student
Okay.
records,
Insert.
and look for those.
Insert into student
Values.
values. Uh,
Then you
I
have to.
forgot how to mention the,
You forgot what?
but
Yeah, your values in the values itself. SID.
one question.
It's not branch. It's branch. Drop this table. You have mistake. Made a spelling mistake. S branch. I think it's. It should be S branch, not S branch.
Oh,
You can't change it now. You have to add like drop table. Add it over above the table, right? Drop table. Add it above the create statement, and then make the change. Correct the spelling. Above the create table. Yeah.
why
Yeah.
not below?
Enter. Why? Because when you'll run this cell, the top statement will be run first, and you have to first drop the table student. Drop table
Okay.
student, and then you have to create table and correct this branch thing.
Okay. 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 Understood. Insert into student values. Okay, one question. Do we always need to insert data row wise, or we can insert first all the IDs
No,
and
no, no, no,
then
no, 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 no. You have to insert row wise only.
okay. So the
No,
Kamal
no,
and
no,
all these
no, no, no. You have to insert them as they are. Kamal and all these would come in single quotes. Yeah, and make sure this is an assignment. So follow the instructions so that you can work on
IT
the following.
also
Yeah,
IT
exactly
also
same.
would
Yeah, IT also would be. So I'd share a different link that has like got a cleaner presentation. Then
clean
the
up present.
cleaner presentation than the one that you have got. I'll keep adding due to the question, but right now you follow on what you are doing. So we would have to alter the table. I'll give you alter table command. Try to run it and your something failed.
Why?
I think it's because of the parentheses. Like you have to fix the quotations problem in your Joseph. And you can also insert line break in between. It's not mandatory that you have to write in single line.
How do we create a line?
Line break is like hit enter after every record that you're inserting. Insert
Without
and
a
enter.
comma?
With no comma will also be there, but you can also insert and enter.
Okay.
But I have given you alter table command. Try to execute that. It will insert that constraint, right? SH had a constraint.
Sorry, S?
SH student age has a constant of that it should be greater than 25, right?
Yes.
So we
Should
have to
not
add
be written.
not be greater than 25. Yeah, you can change that.
Yes.
Take it from chat.
But all the age, whatever you have mentioned, they are below 25.
Yeah, SH should be lesser than 25. You have to add that constraint. It should be
Where?
lesser. In the chat, I have given you the command.
Insert command to insert the data. Execute command, select star from.
No. Or in the chat, right? I have given you something in the chat. I have also corrected it less than 25.
Alter table student. Add constraint.
It's a name. It's a random name. You can give it any name. Check student age.
SH.
No. SH is your column name. So constraint name. Constraint underscore SH. SH is your column name also, right? Check.
We have to give.
Check age. Yeah, that would do. And then check SH less than 25. Student less than 25. Execute this cell. Yeah, now you have been able to execute this constraint, and you try
So
to.
what is the alter function like?
Once you have created a table, now you have got multiple things, right? That whether you can drop the table and create it again. Otherwise, if you want to create it in a single, if you want to create this, add a constraint like check population or something like that in a single command while creating the table. I am giving you that also. Just give me a second. I put it in chat. You can try it in your database.
can't we add the constraint when we created the table?
Yes. I've given you the command for that. It will create a country list table. You can try to execute that command, but it's out of the assignment. You can try to
Okay.
copy that command. Can you copy that command from the chat?
Yes.
Yeah, look at it and see what it's doing. It's creating an integer primary key, a country name which is varchar 255, not null, and then it's creating a country population integer, and then it is adding a check that country population should be greater than 0. So this is the way you can create a table and add the constraint while creating it. Alter table.
But like here, you haven't given the check a name. The like when you added a constraint, you gave it a name. But here, without giving it a name, you have directly put the check. So,
Yeah,
is it is specifically for the constraint we have to give a name always?
what? Yeah, it is not. I think it is not necessary. I think you can no, but you would have to try it. But it's better that you give the constraints a name, because usually when you're adding constraints, right? These constraints, when you write, which you're writing to by creating the table, they get added. They get their own names by default in the by the database itself. Database assumes some name for them and keeps them. So every constraint has a name in the database.
Okay.
It is done internally. It's called
Okay.
metadata. It's called metadata, data about data. Getting it?
Okay.
Like you were seeing that table yesterday, right? Which we were able to see all the tables present in the database.
Hmm.
So that is like a metadata table where you are able to see what all tables are there in your database.
Okay.
So you can execute this cell and try see if it's running or not. Country list table. Yeah, it ran.
Yeah,
Now
it is running.
you have created the student table and you have inserted all the rows. Now you have to do it for the other tables as well. Go to that web page and see what other tables are there.
One sec. Which table?
In the browser, you might
There
have
are some
it.
other tables.
Yeah.
So I create more table.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So first I have to create table course CID integer. Okay. What happened? CID integer, and then I have to add primary key, comma, CNAME. Yeah, here I have to put first the it is how should I add unique?
Unique, you have to simply write unique. You don't have to write check.
Okay. In the bracket or outside the
Without
bracket?
without parentheses, without comma also. Unique is there, right? Yeah, comma. I think it will be unique
So if
key.
I mention unique here,
Yeah, yeah.
it will not, it
It will not allow you to insert
unique.
duplicates. I think
What is the difference between primary key and unique key? Like we have mentioned primary key for
uh,
CID. What do you mean by unique key?
I think it's not key. I think it's only unique. You have to check. But
Okay.
unique means that you can't insert
But why are
duplicates.
we mentioning?
Unique is
But
that it can
people
be
can
null.
have same name.
Yeah, people. No,
Unique
people. It's
means?
not people. Courses. Courses cannot have same name, right?
Sorry,
Would.
yes. So it can be null,
It can be null. Yes.
but it can't be same.
It can't be same. Yeah.
And how do we make sure that there is no null value, like no course is
For
empty
that,
cell or empty in the table?
there is a check not null. NOTNULL. There is a
But
constraint.
after this,
No. You have to. Is it saying that you have to unique and not null? Unique. It isn't saying, right? It's only saying you have to add characters for
no.
it unique. So not null you can remove, I think. Or maybe you
But
can,
I can add not null.
yeah, add not null if you want. Add it if you want. No
Okay.
worries about that. It's just extra, doing something extra. Yeah. Run this
Okay.
query.
Mm, okay. So create table course primary key and here. Okay. So the maximum characters can be 4 here, right?
Yeah. No, it has, yeah, maximum
We have
character.
put a limit.
I think it should be varying char 4. You check if course names are less than 4 characters also.
Yes, they are.
Then try to insert it. Yeah.
There is an error.
Near incorrect syntax near table. Insert into table values. Insert, no, you insert into table. No, insert into table. Table can't come there. Insert into course. Then values also there. Values. Don't remove table. Insert into values, and then you have to add parentheses, right? Parentheses would also come.
Yes,
4
and
rows
now it's
affected. Yeah. So there's a difference when this alter table command, right? You might be thinking why when table is supposed to come and when table is not supposed to come. Data definition language and data manipulation. These are two separate branches of SQL commands. Data manipulation, when you're doing data manipulation, you don't write table, table. You don't write them. Insert, update, these statements delete are not supposed to have table in them. Alter is supposed to have it, drop is supposed to have it, because alter, drop, and create, these are data definition language. Data definition means you are defining data. While you are manipulating, you don't use table. When you are defining data, you use table. Getting it? You can write it, make a note of it. Alter,
what are the
drop,
manipulating? Yeah,
insert
I'm
is
writing.
when
So
you
what
are
are the
manipulating is insert, update, delete, and data definition is create, alter, drop.
Okay.
Getting it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can continue with the assignment, right? Course after, what is after course?
Just making the note of
Okay.
manipulation and definition commands.
Yeah.
Okay. So, so I forgot how can I see the result of the table
Select star from course.
after
Yeah. In this cell, select star from course.
from student and course.
Yeah. Select is also a data manipulation.
Why do we put star? What was the
Select. But you will get the results for only one statement, right? You have to separate out select star statements in different cells. Student, this is student. Scroll down. Have you got for course also? Scroll down. I don't think you have got it.
no,
Yeah, that's what I'm
no, I
saying,
haven't.
right? You have to separate out these in different cells
Why?
because it is running both the cells. Or you have it for course as well. No, it's okay. You have it
Yes.
for course as well. You can keep it here only. So this is your do it for other tables. There are other tables as well, right? Course, student. What are the other tables?
I'm just noting down something.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I have to create a table, right?
Yeah.
Create. So now create is like in create, I have to add the word table, student, course, where STID.
Where you don't have to add where it doesn't. Where is not supposed to come in create.
I just said I have not mentioned that. Primary key. So you are saying STID is both a primary key and foreign key.
Yes, but STD ID is a foreign key. Yeah, SID of student. Now the way to define
But
foreign
you have,
key.
like earlier we gave it a name SID when we created the table student. Now we are giving STID.
1 second, let me check. Student, student course. STID. No, it's STID. Yeah, that you have to do, right? Because that is just to maintain that we have STID is coming from a different. Do it as it's saying. I think it's STID. You don't have to worry about it. You have to add a constraint of foreign key. I'll give you the syntax for it. 1 second. Foreign
What is PK1 and PK2?
PK1. 1 second. PK1 primary key 1 and primary key 2. Both are primary keys. You have to just mention STID primary key and CNO as primary key as well. A table can have multiple primary keys.
And do I have to mention the number also, or it's just
No, you don't have to mention the number. You don't have to mention the number. I'll give you a create statement which has got constraint for foreign key. You have to follow that. Copy it from chat and change it.
so I think I'm done with.
No, foreign
And do I need to put the integer also because these are
for
numbers?
foreign. Yeah, you have to put that.
Okay.
Then you have to 1 second. You have done right. Primary key you have done right. Foreign key references. Then you have to say references. After foreign key, you have to say references.
What is reference?
References. Student. Space student.
Space.
Space student. Yeah.
Okay.
Parentheses SID.
Okay.
Parentheses, not quotes. Not quotes. Parentheses. And without quotations. Parentheses, I said. Student parentheses SID.
Okay.
Parentheses is your circular brackets.
Yeah.
And then for CNO, put CNO in next line. Yeah, enter. Yeah, and then foreign key. CNO is supposed to be foreign key from the course, right? CNO is supposed to be
Course.
for
Yes.
course.
Oh,
CID
not.
of course.
Yes.
Yeah. References course. Yeah, you have to say foreign key references course CID. Course parentheses CID.
So can you explain me the function of foreign key and the references which you have
Yeah,
mentioned here?
yeah. A foreign key is like you have a try to run it. Let me see if it gives an error because I think it's going to give an error.
Yes, it's giving an error.
Cannot add multiple primary key constraints. So instead of primary key, right? You say it not null and unique. Instead of CNO it says, can you put it in chat? This message.
Yes.
This message
Yes.
8181 both the statement and command that you have written. Control A. Yeah, Control C. Yeah, 1 second. Now you have to, because you can't create multiple primary keys, what you can do is you can make it not null and unique.
But I am not getting the logic of this
I'll
entire
explain.
syntax.
I'll explain. Just a second.
Remove primary key and put not null.
And unique as well.
But how can it be unique? But I mean, we have repetitive numbers like in student course. When we insert the value, 20 can come multiple
Yes.
times, the course CID.
Yes. Student course, primary key. Okay, they are supposed to be primary key together, I think. Student ID. Okay, yeah. So it's like you have to remove primary key from std id as well and cno as well. They are together. They are primary keys together. So your command will look like this. I'd fix it and give it to you. 1 second. You have to remove primary key from both of them, and then you have to say primary key stdid and cno. So they are together, the primary key. Try this one. One.
Create table student course stid integer foreign key references this cno integer foreign key references course cid comma.
No, no, no. You have a closing parenthesis. You have to remove that after CID course CID, right? There's
Okay,
an
okay, okay.
then primary key stdid
Yeah. In
stid and cno.
why are we not putting them in single quotes here?
Single quotes because they are column names, they are identifiers. So columns, they're not values in the columns, they are basically column names, something that it's like an object in the database. Column. Execute this cell. Let us see what happens. Some syntax error is there. Incorrect syntax near. Okay, you have to close the parentheses, right? Closing parentheses is also there. So I'll explain now. You have a student table, right?
Yes.
Student has Lahiri is a student, Kamal is a student, Yogesh is a student.
Hmm.
Now, and this is the data about the student. This is not
Yes.
the data. This table does not contain any information about what course a student has taken, right?
Yeah.
Now you have a course table. A course table, scroll down, has 4 courses. COS is there, DBMS is there, CNW is there, physics is there. But this table does not contain any information about which student has taken which course. Correct?
Yeah.
Now you
Yes.
create, so for that purpose, you have created a table student course. Now, student
Yeah.
course has a table STID that is supposed to identify a student. But what is the way that we ensure that student ID is correct and we also have a student from that ID with that ID? So the way to check is that we enter a value over here in student course 001, 002, and then we go back to the student table and check if we have a 001 or there, 002 there, or 1064 or something like that is there or not. So the way database does it
Yeah.
by default is that it gives you a foreign key constraint. A foreign key
Hmm.
constraint makes sure that when you are inserting into student course table, the value you are inserting for STID exists in the student table and because you also have foreign key for course CID, it makes sure that the CNO that you are entering into, you are going to be inserting into student course, you try it, give it some random value, it will give you that foreign key constraint violated. You can try it
Okay.
yourself, insert into student course some random SCID and some random course name. It will be a violation of foreign key constraint and it will give you an error. Now foreign key at CNO makes sure that whatever CNO you are adding here, we have a corresponding CID in the course table. Getting it?
Okay.
Now you run the insert statements.
So when we mention primary key at the end, we are basically mentioning that for the table student course, primary keys are STID and CNO. That is, they are the unique
Together,
values in.
together unique values. They should be unique together. I mean, you can have multiple, you can have 10 repeating course ID, CID 10 repeating, CNO 10 repeating, but you will not have a student that is in course OS, like RAM is in OS. You won't have RAM and OS again like that.
Okay. But how are you making that okay?
By
Because you're
yeah,
mentioning primary key.
yeah, primary key STID comma CNO is ensuring that they together form a primary key.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Understood.
So we'll close for today after you have inserted the statements.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. But now we are getting in the table. We are getting 1004 student
Multiple
ID
times.
having yes.
But it is not in conjunction you have to see, right? I told you STD, STID and CNO are together going to form the primary key, not individually.
I'm not understanding actually.
A student can enroll in multiple courses
Mm, yes.
and a course can have multiple students.
Yes.
So what will happen when a student has multiple courses? That student ID will repeat,
Yes.
and if a course has multiple students, that course ID will repeat.
Yes.
But a student in a course OS, one
Yeah.
student ID named with ID RAM with course OS. This RAM and OS, should this repeat? If it will be redundant data, right? Duplicate data if
Yes.
RAM
Yes.
OS. So that we have to check. We don't have to check if a course ID is getting repeated. We don't have to check if STID is repeated. We have to check they are not repeated together.
Okay. 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 So okay, got it. Understood.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you have been able to insert. Can you do a select star and we can then? You have to get okay, insert into comma message 102 statement 1 line 1 values, insert values. Yeah, okay. You can do a select star now. Can you save this notebook and send it to me?
How to do that?
Okay, 1 second. I think I'll request for control and check it.
When I'm doing enter, it is not going to the next row. It is changing to
You
something
have to
else.
enter a semicolon. If you enter
Okay.
a semicolon, it will break student course. Semicolon is also supposed to be there, but that's okay.
At the end or after every.
No, that's okay. So you, as mentioned in the assignment, right? I'd request you send me the screenshots or